Are you going through uncertain times right now? Are you troubled about the future? The fear and the apprehension leaves as I put it back in his hand and say, well, Lord, I am yours. I know you're in control of these situations. And though I don't know why yet, Lord, I trust you. And I'm confident that you have a plan and a purpose far beyond anything that I can see.
We all woke up today, but how many of us thanked God for it? Let's take an assessment of our prayer life for a second. What percentage of my prayers are complaints? How much of my time speaking to God is offering thanksgiving out of a heart of gratitude or complaining out of a heart of bitterness and insecurity? We should be grateful to Jesus for everything because we don't deserve anything.
So I wrote it down this way, okay? When it comes to your life, when it comes to the storm, ready? You can freak out. Only if Jesus is freaking out. You can stress if Jesus is stressed about your issue. You can panic all you want as long as Jesus is panicking. But if he's staying calm and restful and at peace in this moment, then I want you to know that's what we're called to live as believers also. I find it very interesting that Jesus told him to get into a boat knowing the boat would go into a storm. He's God. He knew everything that would happen. There's a reason in it. There's something behind it. Christians aren't exempt from storms, but they are exempt from storms with no purpose. So if you feel like you're in the middle of one right now, I want you to know there's a purpose behind it. There's some reason behind it, because I actually believe it is storms are really the fitness, the spiritual fitness strategy of the believer. God's desire for your life is to make you strong in your faith. Those mountaintop moments, oh, they're good for us, but they're not the thing that makes us stronger. It's those dark kind of moments in the storm that'll strengthen us to be who God's called us to be. Spurgeon says it this way: storms help to make the sailors sturdy, and trials help to make Christians strong in their faith. I want you strong in your faith.
In this world, you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. You serve a God who is bigger than any problem, difficulty, obstacle, or struggle that you have faced, that you are facing, or you will face. People who come against you need to realize that they're not just coming against you, they're coming against the God who created you and loves you and stands with you and walks with you and will carry you through to the other side. James chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the man who perseveres under trial, because when he stood the test, he will receive the crown of life God has promised to those who love him. One day, I want to stand beside you in heaven and together receive the crown of life, because when difficult times came, we stayed faithful. If you're going through a struggle, if it feels like everything's going wrong, if life is falling apart and you don't know why, remember this: you can trust him. He's been there. He sees you. You're not alone. Stay faithful, because even when people lie about you, Jesus knows the truth. And because he's been there, and because he sees you, and because he knows the truth, you don't have to fear. God is going to reward your faithfulness. Listen to me. Look at me. You are going to make it through this. You're going to make it. And on the other side, you're going to receive the reward God has promised you. I know it feels like you're losing. You feel defeated. But the day is coming when you'll be victorious, and you will stand and declare the faithfulness of your God, and you'll celebrate that he brought you through.
We all woke up today, but how many of us thanked God for it? Let's take an assessment of our prayer life for a second. What percentage of my prayers are complaints? How much of my time speaking to God is offering thanksgiving out of a heart of gratitude or complaining out of a heart of bitterness and insecurity? We should be grateful to Jesus for everything.
Did you all know that you are one of one? Like literally, there's only one model of you that's ever existed with your build, your makeup, everything that makes you you, your vibe, your speech, your dialect, the way you walk, the way you carry yourself. There's only one. No other fingerprint exists with you. None. And the very combination of what makes you you can only be explained by God. There's not another and won't ever, ever, ever be another like you. I want you to take note of that because a lot of times we count ourselves out because we might compare ourselves to someone else. We might compare our stories to someone else's. God not looking at you, looking to you to duplicate somebody else. Each of us is an original. One of one. Each of us is an original. So don't look at somebody else and say, man, I wish I could. I wish I had my life like them. The reality is you have a life like you and you haven't even tapped into it. Do you not realize how beautiful you are? Do you not realize how capable and qualified you are? Do you not realize how intelligent you are? Are you comparing your life to someone else, trying to emulate or be someone else, forgetting that this life you got is an original?
You know, when you think about it, scars are the healed wounds of yesterday. But they leave behind a story of trial and of healing that forms you as a person. You know, we all suffer wounds, most of which are not visible to anybody but God and us. Yet wounds only become scars when they heal. God is the agent of healing in our lives. God can redeem the most painful situations and bring healing to the deepest wounds if we let Him.
You need to take control back of your happiness. Quit putting it in someone else's hands. You're giving them your power. You control your happiness. You have to make up your mind, no matter what people do, no matter what they say, how they treat you, they're not going to steal your joy. Stay in peace. Time is short.
Will you let God be God? Will you let God be God? But we've got to learn how to lose control. Honestly, I would much rather know that I've got a God who is awesome, who's mighty, who's powerful, who's great, who is indescribable, knowing that I have Him be in control versus me having stuff in my hands and trying to control it. Because in my hands, I guarantee you I'm gonna mess it up. But in His hands, it's gonna be all right. Just trust God and let be what's going to be. Then I can reflect on the fact that, hey, if God be for me, then who in the world can be against me? And even though things don't look like how I want them to look, and even though I don't feel how I want to feel, and even though I don't got the most money in the bank, here's what I am gonna do. I'ma still remain faithful and obedient. Because I know I can sit back, trust God, because if this is where He has me, then there must be something for me. One of the lessons that I learned was how to sit and trust. Sit and trust.
Unhealthy fear keeps you from taking steps of faith. You fear the unknown, and you allow the what ifs to stop you. What is my fear stopping me from doing? You will see time and time again that God is able to do abundantly more than we could ask or imagine. Your fear may be great, but God is greater. You don't have to be afraid because you serve the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, and the Lord is faithful. Remember who is in control. Life is kind of like a bumpy plane ride. It's full of ups and downs and smooth air and turbulence. If you put your life in the hands of someone that you don't trust, the result will always be fear. But if you put your hands in your life with someone you can trust, you will always have peace. If you are a follower of Jesus, remember, Jesus is in control. You don't have to be afraid. Jesus is with you.
Fear is a real thief in our lives. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Fear not, there's nothing to fear." Well, isn't that interesting? For I am with you. That's the only answer he gives, because I'm with you. And so if we really know who the Lord is, I'm not talking about just going to church, but I mean, if you really know who the Lord is, then we don't have to know what he's going to do. We don't have to know when he's going to do it. We don't have to know what the way is going to be. We just say, Lord, I know you're with me, and therefore I can do what I need to do. Because when fear causes you to stop and to do nothing, it's the master spirit, I believe, that the enemy uses to try to keep us from fulfilling our destiny. And so he tells us there's no way. He says, you got to be afraid of this. You know, if you failed before, then you got to be afraid that you're going to fail again. But God says, fear not, for I am with you. I love that. There's nothing to fear. Do not look around you in terror and be dismayed. You know, it's one of our problems. We look around us too much instead of looking up. The more you stare at your problems, the more you rehearse your problems, the bigger they're going to get. Every time you go through something difficult, it makes you a little bit stronger. Just a little bit stronger.
This is the key. He wants us to make a decision every day to enjoy our life. Said another way, it is ultimately up to us if we're going to enjoy life. Even in the face of all that we're going through, and I know so many of you are going through difficult times right now, even in the face of the busyness of life, He wants us to have joy in our lives. He wants us to enjoy our life, not dread life, not just get by in life, not just endure life, not to be stressed out all the time, but to enjoy our life. Jesus said it like this, "The thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. But I have come that they might have life," listen to this, that they might have and enjoy life in abundance, life to the full, life till it overflows. Think about it. Jesus came so that we could have and enjoy abundant life. The psalmist said this, "This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it." God wants us to rejoice and have joy and enjoy every day that He gives us.
When God laid out the plan for your life, He carefully studied it. He thought about what you would need and what it would take to get you there. He gave you the talent you need, the strength, the confidence. You are the right size. You have the right looks. You have the right personality. You come from the right family. You are not lacking. You didn't get shortchanged. You are good enough. You are talented enough. You are smart enough. You are attractive enough. You have been fearfully and wonderfully made.
If somebody want to walk out of your life, let them go. It's all right to sit around, be depressed for a minute, cry about it, do whatever you have to, but don't stay there too long. Get up and go on with your life. Especially if you know you done everything you can do, you done sat around and been the best man or the best woman you could be, and they still want to go, let them go. Whatever they're running after, they'll see what they had in a minute, but by then it's going to be too late. Because half these people you be sitting around crying about it, worry about 2-3 years from now, you ain't going to even remember their last name. Let folks go, son. Some people come in your life for a lifetime, some come for a season. You got to know which is which. No matter how much it hurt, let them go. And it'll get easy. I promise you, every day it'll get easier and easier and easier. But you just got to make it